Welcome to the Father Knowts podcast, and I am your host, Warren W. Patten Jr., or you can call me Father Patten. Father Knowts is an informational style podcast created to give fathers a voice in their family structure. I encourage fathers to take back fatherhood and shake the trees of tradition to create a stronger family unit. We'll also delve into men's health, leadership, mentorship, and so much more. Okay, men, it's time to be a better father on purpose. Hello again. Father Patten here. How are you doing? Let me get a little adjustment on this microphone. I'm coming through loud and clear. Yes, welcome back to the Father Knowts podcast. And this one, I tell you, I'm just going to dive in. I'm going to dive in and give you some information that I think will be helpful for young men who have not had a child, and possibly for a young man who just had a child. We just got to call it what it is. You got to get ready. And this episode is all about plan and prepare to be a father. Plan and prepare to be a father. That's what this episode is about. I'm going to give you some helpful hints, and I hope you listen to me. I hope you listen. So let's start out with, I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. You have to get your finances right. Men, young men, you have to work on your finances. Don't have any children until you get your finances together. The priority for a father is to make sure that they have finances so they can provide and protect. Provide and protect means shelter, food, all of the things that a family needs. So if you're thinking about being a father, don't have that child just right away. Slow your roll. We're going to get into some of the details, but right now, financing. You need to make sure that you can get that right. The next thing with financing, establish some credit. Oh, yes, you have to establish some credit. You cannot buy everything with cash, not and survive in the real world. So you have to establish some credit. Talk to someone about how to create some credit. You have to get a credit card, yes. There's some pluses and some minuses, some pros and cons when it comes to credit. But you have to control the credit. Don't let the credit control you. Talk to someone about how to create great credit. Talk about interest rates. Talk about how often you have to pay, when you have to pay. All of those things are super important, but you have to ask someone. Don't wait and try to figure it out on your own. Sometimes you might have to ask your mother. I don't know. Maybe your father. Maybe a very good friend. Find someone who can give you the down low when it comes to creating finances. And if that does not work, go to a bank. Now, I know this new generation, they don't like the brick and mortar banks. I know, but they are still out there. And they can help you set you up for success. So just make sure finances, prioritize those for being a father. Remember, plan and prepare to be a father. Establish your credit. Talk to someone about how to create great credit. Talk about interest rates. Okay, now cut. Let's go to the next thing. If you're going to plan and prepare to be a father, you got to do your homework. You got to do your homework. This is the age of Google it. You can find everything. Google it. Go to YouTube University. Find the information. There's so much information out there. Back in my day, I had to get an encyclopedia to find out about credit. I had to go to the library to find out about credit. I'm not sure if I knew anything about a bank coming up with my mother and father. I just don't remember going to a bank. So you have all resources at your fingertips. You have everything at your fingertips that you need to know. Before you have that child, Do your research. Ask questions. Google it now to find out what you need to do to be a better father on purpose. Plan and prepare. All right, I'm going to go to another section. I already said it before, but I want to reiterate. You cannot pay for everything with cash when you have children. It's practically impossible. You will make enough money in the moment to pay for everything with cash. So you have to have some kind of credit. And that credit is really needed for emergencies and sometimes for those special things that come up with children that they want to participate in. They can't participate in everything, but they can participate in some things. But you got to have some credit to help you along the way. And paying back that credit helps you improve your credit so that you can possibly get an apartment, get a new home, get a car, get a second car, provided that the mother that you choose now, the wife that you choose, that's what I'm thinking, the wife that you choose will also be working. In this world, probably need two incomes, but I'm not saying that you have to. But I know in my world, my wife was definitely having to work. And we worked together on getting those things done. And we both had credit. Now, I'm going to be honest, my wife, when she was my girlfriend, she introduced credit to me, not my parents. My girlfriend did. She told me about Famous and Bar. That's just like Dillard's today. She had a Famous and Bar card that she can get some clothes, and she said, you need to get you a Dillard's card so that you can buy you some clothes and then pay it back. I was like, interesting. I'll give that a try. But I didn't do that. I did some research and homework while she had one more year of school to go. And I came back home after I graduated and I did some research and I went to Sears and Roebuck. Yes, I did. And I bought me a camcorder because I love to, do communications. So that's what I started my credit with. I bought a camcorder and I paid on that in order to establish me some credit. So do your homework. Make sure that you have everything in place before you decide to have children. I know I just said before you decide, but we're going to come back to that. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back to that. Now, this is another thing you need to do in order to plan and prepare to be a father. You need to find a good job or establish a great career. Find a great job or establish a great career. And with that job and or career, hopefully you'll find some benefits. You need some benefits if you're going to plan to have children. You need some benefits. So look for 401k. Make sure there's a company match if possible, and try to stay at that job long enough so that works in your behalf when you decide to leave or you decide you have to leave. They terminate, whatever the case may be. But stay in it as long as you can with that 401k company match. Look into pensions, depending on the job that you have. Not all jobs have pensions, but look into it to see what benefits you can find that will help you in the long run. The job is going to use you all up. There's no doubt, but it's best that you know how to use the job. Look in that handbook and find all the information you can about the benefits that company offers employees and get involved. Also look for any savings programs that you might have, because along the way you need to save. Got to save some money because things come up when you have children that you may not be aware of. One thing that my wife and I discovered when our sons got into high school, all of a sudden they needed a computer. Now we grew up, we only saw desktops. That's all we had. But all of a sudden the laptop computer appeared and we had to get our sons a laptop computer in order to do homework and do work at school, special projects. And I'm like, we don't have any money for a brand new laptop computer, especially if you have two in high school and three more coming behind them. Oh my goodness. But when you have credit and you do some saving, you can make it happen without mental health becoming a big issue. Don't stress, but if you plan and prepare to be a father, that helps your mental health. All right. I talked to you already about, prioritizing your finances, do your homework and your research, get a job or a great career, look into the benefits, 401k. Make sure it's a company match with that. Pension, savings account, a savings program. Okay, now I'm going to get down and dirty. Here we go. Now, if you want to plan and prepare to be a father, put yourself first. Think about what you have to do that. And that means, okay, I know we're all human. You're going to have some sex. I know you are. You're going to want to. We can't help it. It's just the way it is. I wish we wouldn't so quickly. But if you do decide to have the sex, be responsible. Do not put your future in the hands of your partner. I'm going to say it like that because I want to be nice, but don't trust your partner. You make the decision when you want to have a child. Have the discussion. I'm not saying that she can't make the decision. I'm thinking, do not make any decisions without you putting the first foot forward. You need to make the decision on when you decide to have children. Hopefully, she will agree with you. But if she does not, run, run fast, skip, hop, and jump and get away. Don't allow yourself to get trapped into paternity prison. Dun, dun, dun. Paternity prison. I'm telling you, it is not a great place to be. You cannot survive with your mental health and everything that's going on if you get put in paternity prison. That means that she has all of the say so about what happens with the child. And you got to do whatever was asked of you. Now, the system now, I got to tell you, and I've experienced it with my sons, the system is set up for women. It really is. It's set up for the mother. However, if you're a great father and you mean well and you're doing the right things, you also have a voice. And that's what I say in my podcast. Make the choice to use your voice when you are a father of your children. Now, if you don't have a great relationship with the mother, you still can get custody, but you have to do some work. But let me go, before we go there, I'm going to go back to have responsible sex. Do not trust her. Make the decision on when you want to have the child. Hopefully you'll go through and get married first. You pick and select the right woman you want. Don't get selected. You go and select the person that you want to have your children. Hopefully you are smart enough and you've waited long enough to make the best decision for the mother of the children that you plan to have with her. So I'm not saying avoid sex because I know you're not going to hear that, but have responsible sex. Do not get pregnant before it's time for you to have a child. Put yourself first. Make the choice on when you want to have children. Now, hopefully she'll agree with you, but if not, I say once again, run, hop, skip, and jump, get away. So you have to practice safe sex, use whatever situations or do some research and whatever you need to do, but do not trust that she does not want to have a child or she does want to have a child. Don't do it. Now, I know I'm being real straightforward with you, but that's really the reality. That's the reality. So make the choice on what you want to do and when you want to have children. That will save you financially. Now we're going to tie it back in. If you make the choice not to have children, that gives you the opportunity to get your finances together to help you find that job and or career. But if you have children first, that will really affect how and impact how well you find a position, find a job, and you start out in the hole when it comes to money. So set yourself up for success, get that job, save some money, establish your career, get a good job, then bring in a child. And count them now. Don't bring in too many. This world is changing so fast. It's evolving so fast. It's best to know exactly how many children you can afford. How many children you can afford. Have all the sex you want. Don't have children every time you have sex. It seems simple. I know it's not, but that's why I'm doing this podcast. This episode is just about you taking charge of everything that has to do with you and your potential children. You make the choice to use your voice. You got to learn how to say no. That's a tough one for a man. You got to be able to say no, not right. I am not ready. And then if there's some back talk, once again, run, hop, skip, and jump, get away. It's just that simple. So that's what this episode is all about. Plan and prepare to be a father. If you can follow some of those, that will definitely help you moving forward. So you got to be smart, and you got to be smarter than your partner in order to survive as a father. And you got to be able to be strong enough to say no to yourself. When the time comes and it's right in the middle of you know what, you got, oh, no. Think about paternity prison. The system is not going to be on your side totally, but it can be. But don't set yourself up, and don't blame her for setting you up. You went in with your eyes wide open, even if it was dark. Your eyes were still wide open. So make sure you don't slip up and have a child that you did not prepare for. Plan and prepare to be a father. I'm just going to come to you straight. Now, that's pretty much my episode. I didn't plan on staying here very long, but I wanted to get this out there. And I hope I have some shorts that I can share about this episode that will help a young man, some young men, to make a different choice when it comes to being a father. Plan and prepare before you have any children. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. But it will help set you up for success. And it also keeps you from doing anything that's not right if you make the decision. Hey, this is season 2, episode 2 of the Father Knowts podcast. I'm super excited, and I got much more. Like I said in the last episode, hopefully we're going to have some interview style podcast events going on. And also I plan on going live. Thank you so much for attending. Make the choice to use your voice and shake the trees of tradition. That's what I did. I waited until after I got married. We waited for 4 years before I decided to have children. I didn't want to have any until I made sure I found the right one. That's what you got to do. Hey, Father Patten, man, take care. See you on the next episode. Thanks for joining the Father Knowts podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel at 1W Patten Jr. That's Patten Jr. Follow our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Father, make the choice to use your voice.